For a long time, I believed my life was simple. Daniel and I lived in a small apartment near the river. Every morning, he made coffee while I packed my bag for work. We argued about small things, dirty cups, open windows, and laughed about them later. He was kind, patient, and always present. But there was one strange silence between us. Whenever I asked about his life before moving here, Daniel would smile and change the subject. "I told you," he would say gently. "There's nothing interesting." One afternoon, while cleaning the hallway drawer, I found something that didn't belong to us. An old metal key, heavy, scratched, and beneath it, an identity card. The photo was Daniel's. The face was younger, sharper. But the name was not his. It was Adrian Cole. My hands froze. I checked the date. The city printed on the card was unfamiliar, a place he had never mentioned. That evening, I placed the card back where I found it. Daniel never noticed. But as I lay in bed beside him, listening to his calm breathing, one thought would not leave me. Why would someone keep a name they no longer use? The knock came just after 9. 3 slow knocks. Firm. Certain. Daniel was drying dishes when he heard it. The plate slipped from his hands and shattered on the floor. He didn't move. "I'll get it," I said. But when I opened the door, a man stood there tall, tired, his coat damp from the rain. His eyes looked past me, straight into the apartment. "Is he here?" the man asked. Before I could answer, Daniel appeared behind me. The color drained from his face. "Leo," he whispered. The stranger smiled, not kindly. "So you still remember," he said. Daniel's hands were shaking. This wasn't surprise. It was fear. "You shouldn't be here," Daniel said quietly. Leo stepped closer to the door. His voice dropped. "You told me you were done hiding." I looked between them, my heart racing. "Hiding from what?" I asked. Neither of them answered. Leo finally turned to me. "You deserve to know who you're living with." Daniel grabbed my arm. "Please," he said. "Not like this." As the rain grew heavier outside, I understood one thing clearly. This wasn't a visitor. This was the past, standing at my door. Daniel barely spoke after Leo left. He sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the floor, his hands locked together as if holding something invisible. Every question I asked received the same answer. "Later," he said. "Please, just not now." The next morning, I went downstairs to clear my head. Mrs. Hargreaves, the elderly woman from the ground floor, was watering her plants. She looked at me, then paused. "You live with Adrian, don't you?" she asked. My stomach tightened. "My husband's name is Daniel." She frowned. "That's strange. I knew him years ago. Same eyes. Same scar near the ear." I said nothing. "There was an accident," she continued slowly. "A young woman. Late night. A car. After that, Adrian disappeared. Some said he ran. Others said he was protecting someone. The watering can slipped from her hand. I always wondered," she whispered, "how someone could live so calmly after leaving so much behind." I walked back upstairs, my legs weak. The pieces finally fit together. The name. The fear in his eyes. The visitor in the rain. Daniel wasn't hiding memories. He was hiding responsibility. I didn't give him time to escape again. That night, I placed the old identity card on the table between us. "Adrian," I said. Daniel closed his eyes. For a long moment, there was only silence. Then he spoke, not defensively, not dramatically, just tired. "I was young," he said. "And careless." He told me about a night drive. About a woman sitting beside him, angry, frightened, demanding answers. About a moment of distraction. The crash wasn't loud. But it changed everything. "She survived," he said quickly. "But she never walked again." I panicked, he continued. "Her family was powerful. I thought my life was over. So I ran. Changed my name. Started over." "Did you ever go back?" I asked. He shook his head. "I sent money. Letters I never signed. But I never faced her." Tears filled his eyes, not the tears of regret, but of fear. "I thought if I became someone good," he whispered, "the past would stay buried." I stood up, my chest aching. "You didn't change," I said quietly. "You escaped." Daniel reached for my hand. I stepped back. In that moment, I realized something painful and clear. Love can forgive many things. But it cannot live comfortably beside a lie this deep. The letter arrived 2 days later. No name on the envelope. No return address. Daniel knew what it was before I opened it. I saw it in his eyes, the same fear I had seen when Leo stood at our door. Inside was a formal notice. Legal language. Dates. A name I recognized from Mrs. Hargreaves' story. The woman. She had found him. Daniel sat down slowly. "She wants the truth on record," he said. "Not money. Not revenge. Just the truth." That night, he didn't ask for forgiveness. He asked for silence. "If you stay," he said, his voice breaking, "this can disappear. I've lived quietly. I've been good. Please, don't destroy what we have." I looked around our apartment, the photos, the shared mornings, the life built on a name that wasn't real. Staying wouldn't mean love. It would mean agreement. And suddenly, I understood the real danger of his past. It wasn't what he had done. It was what he was asking me to become. I didn't argue. The next morning, I placed the identity card, the letters, and the notice into a folder. Daniel watched silently as I put on my coat. "You don't have to do this," he said. "I already am," I replied. At the station, I handed the folder to the officer behind the desk. No explanation. No drama. Just truth. When I returned home, Daniel was gone. Later, he called once. "I turned myself in," he said quietly. "You did the right thing." I didn't cry. Some endings don't need tears, only honesty. That night, the apartment felt empty. But for the first time since the knock on the door, it also felt clean. People believe the past can be erased. New names. New places. New lives. But the truth doesn't disappear, it waits. Love cannot survive inside a lie, no matter how gentle that lie feels. And silence is never neutral. It always chooses a side. Daniel tried to escape his past. I chose to face it. Peace didn't come from staying. It came from telling the truth even when it hurt. Because no matter how far you run, the past always knows where to find you.